Hey there, it's Steve from... Wait a second. That's better. So this is the kickoff to the Lean Body Mind, well actually not the kickoff per se, but sort of the prep video for the boy, could I screw this video up more? Let's try that again. This is the prep video for the Lean Body Mind Extended Fast, which I'm going to be kicking off Tuesday evening. So Tuesday will be my final meal, whatever I eat, and it's probably going to be something light. I kind of like to ease into the fast a little bit, so it's probably going to be something kind of bland, maybe a soup or something like that. Maybe I'll make some of the keto chow baked potato soup because I still have some. But that is part of my strategy for fasts, is I don't want it to be like flipping a switch. I kind of want it to be like turning a dial. So I kind of go into the fast a little bit easy, and I make sure that I come out of the fast easy. So I wrote down here sort of my list of prep items. You can follow them as much as you want. One of the things that I have discovered in my studying of fasts is there are a whole lot of opinions on how to do a fast properly, and none of them seem to be the same. I've read the book Life in the Fasting Lane by Dr. Jason Fung, and he gives some advice in there. It's an all right book. It's kind of like he's about 1/3 of the authors in that book. I'll include a link to it down below just in case you're interested. I don't know that I would buy it in hard copy, but I think if you can get it cheap, like as an ebook, maybe then I'd recommend it. I don't consider it one of his top books, but it's one source on fasting. If you get out onto YouTube and start watching other people's fasting videos, their recommendations, when does autophagy begin, what are you allowed to eat, what aren't you allowed to eat, it's really kind of all over the place. So take what I say as one person's data point, one person's experience, and you can tweak it however you like. But here we go. So the first thing I recommend you do is put together a to-do list. You are going to have some time that is going to free up over the course of this fast. However long you stick around. Yeah, I'm not editing any of this video. I'm keeping in all the bloopers. So however long you decide to do this fast, whether you decide to do 24 hours or 48 or 72 or go the whole length with me, that's up to you. No judgment in terms of how long you fast, when you drop out, etc. I'm going to do at least 5 days, possibly as long as 7. It kind of depends on what time Terry gets back from her trip, but I've done, I think, 7 in the past. So I know I can do it. That's the plan right now. But if you think about how much time you spend on any given day prepping meals and eating meals, you're going to be freeing up some time. Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. I don't know. It depends on how often you eat and how much effort you put into cooking. But you are going to have some extra time. Utilize it. This is going to be one of the best weeks you're going to have in terms of knocking things off your to-do list or your honey-do list. Additionally, having things to do, having ways to keep busy are ways to conquer food cravings, because you're going to get some, probably. And the great thing is they don't last long. So if you can get away from the food, get preoccupied with something else, find a task, go out for a walk, something, I guarantee you it's going to help. So have that to-do list. In fact, every day have your to-do list written out and have more than you think you can get done on that list, because you're going to be surprised at how much you can accomplish. Next, some of the food prep. And why would you need food prep? Well, technically it's not food per se, but you are going to be putting some things into your head hole, typically liquid. So for me, those things are going to be water, tea, potentially coffee. I'm not a huge fan of just straight up black coffee, so it's probably going to be water and tea, and then snake juice. Snake juice is an electrolyte drink. I will include the recipe down below. I also may wind up doing a video on it because I'm not probably going to have a cooking video this upcoming week. I got to do something. I got to do something in place of my Friday video on serious keto. And if I'm not going to do cooking, maybe I can do, here's how I make snake juice, my electrolyte drink of choice while I'm fasting. Now, in terms of that recipe, and in terms of the water that you drink, some people ask, well, can I add some apple cider vinegar? Or can I add some lemon juice or some lime juice? It appears that the answer to all of those is yes. The calories in lemon juice or lime juice or apple cider vinegar are so negligible, and they aren't going to impact your blood glucose, they aren't going to impact your ketones. They should be fine on a fast. Now, if you want to be really, really strict, then don't have it. But everything I've read indicates that those things are okay. So if you want to flavor your water or you want to flavor your snake juice, you're fine. So why do I have snake juice? Well, it's to get the minerals and electrolytes that I need. If you're not getting your electrolytes during a fast, you are going to fatigue, you're going to feel like crap. Also, on the flip side, if you have too many, you're probably going to have diarrhea. And I haven't exactly figured out which of the particular minerals that causes that. I've got a spreadsheet, and it's probably listed in there. And if it is, I will let you know once we kick off the fast. Hey, if you're having some tummy issues, maybe pay attention to the amount of whatever it is. I don't know if it was potassium, magnesium, which, but I think I wrote it down in my spreadsheet from my last fast as I was dialing in my amounts. So the snake juice includes potassium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, and magnesium sulfate, or, as they are more commonly known, no salt. It's the brand no salt, that's the potassium chloride. Pink Himalayan salt, that's your sodium chloride. Baking soda, which gets you your sodium bicarbonate. And food grade Epsom salts, that's your magnesium right there. Just make sure when you buy it, you're not buying like the stuff that's lavender scented or something like that that you put in the bathtub. Another thing that you can buy if you don't feel like making up your own, Walmart has their great value brand. It's called Hydrate, and it's 0 calories. It's just water and all of the electrolytes that you need. You can buy those. They're fairly big bottles. I don't know if they're 1.5 liters or what size they are, but you might want to run out and grab some of those. Alternatively, you could also have the Perfect Keto electrolytes or the Keto Chow Salty. I would go with the capsules probably. I don't know if there's anything in the flavored powders that might be something that could break a fast. So I tend to err on the side of caution. I would say go with capsules. So the Salty capsules, the Perfect Keto capsules, or potentially the Keto Chow drops. They have fasting drops, they have daily mineral drops. So if you have any of those, these are things that you can add into your water or take the capsules and keep your electrolytes up, keep your energy level up. I had one viewer who tells me that he's done multiple fasts and he's got a strategy. Here are some things he listed that I don't know that I completely agree with, but I'm going to throw them out anyway. He says he doesn't take any electrolytes the first 2 days. I don't know what the advantage or disadvantage is to doing that. He says that he only drinks half a bottle of the Great Value Hydrate per day. Again, I think that different people are going to react differently to different amounts of electrolytes. Their body is going to have different needs. So that's why I don't say that there's a one-size-fits-all thing for fasting and electrolytes. I think you're going to kind of need to dial it in yourself. So maybe keep a little bit of a journal on it, and then you'll know in the future if you do an extended fast, hey, here's sort of the amounts of everything that I need. One of the things this viewer insisted is that you do need 500 milligrams of magnesium per day. I'll have to take a look at my spreadsheet once we actually kick off the fast and get going and tell you where I kind of got all of my numbers dialed in at. Now here's one I think there's a lot of disagreement on across the internet, which is when does autophagy begin? So autophagy means when your body's healthy cells start consuming the unhealthy cells. It's sort of a fountain of youth thing, supposedly. And it can help tighten up loose skin. It's supposed to be a revitalization sort of a thing that happens in your body. So autophagy, it happens all the time, but it really starts to accelerate in a fast. And I've heard different numbers thrown out. I've heard 36 hours. At 36 hours, that's when your body really kicks into fasting. I've had other people say, no, it's at 18 hours, and at 36 hours, you've maxed out. I've heard some people say it takes 3 days. And in fact, this particular viewer says 3 days. 3 days, and that's when you're in autophagy, and you should do a colon cleanse. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to run my fast and leave my colon alone. Additionally, on your fast, what about medications and vitamins and supplements? Medications, absolutely, you should keep taking medications. Supplements outside of electrolytes, your daily minerals, that sort of stuff, that I think is a little bit of a gray area, because if you look at the back of the bottles on a lot of these things, very many of them contain some sort of filler. Sometimes, especially on the fat-soluble vitamins, that filler can be soybean oil. It's just, to me, I would rather err on the side of caution, and I will probably avoid any vitamins or supplements outside of minerals and electrolytes over the course of this fast. Finally, in terms of breaking the fast, ease out of the fast. So the first day out of the fast, pretty much what I limit myself to is hard-boiled eggs, broth. Well, the very first meal, just broth. Have some chicken broth, have some beef broth. That's the first meal. You have that, a cup of that, and then wait a couple hours. Maybe, see how your stomach handles it, and maybe do that again. Or maybe you move into hard-boiled eggs. That's typically what I'll do. I'll have 2 hard-boiled eggs, wait a couple hours, have 2 hard-boiled eggs, and then maybe mix in some lean protein. Generally, I will have shrimp. That's what I've done in the past. I'll have a couple of shrimp that have been poached or steamed or whatever. I like them sort of tender still. So make sure that you're not having anything big, not having anything spicy, not having anything your body's going to have to work especially hard to try and digest, because you've given your whole system basically a break. And if you come right back and decide you're going to eat a enchilada or something like that, you're going to not feel well. Pretty much from about here on down, if you know what I'm saying. So that is essentially my scheme for the fast. Make sure you've got some broth handy. Maybe over the course of your fast, hard boil some eggs or instant pot them, or however you choose to do them. Make sure you've got some lean protein that you can ease out of the fast on. Have your to-do list. I think that's about it. But I will be doing probably live streams every day. That way I can answer some questions. We'll see how they go. See how well everybody behaves, and see how well people, or see what kind of attendance I get to them. If it seems like that's not working, I'll just do brief little update videos over the course of the week. And I think that is going to be it for the kickoff. So, yeah. Oh, one other thing, I will, probably by Tuesday, I will do a video that goes back into the whole best summer or best year of health, or whatever I'm calling it, best health of my life at age 56 on setting goals. So I'm going to talk specifically about the goal setting process, how it's done properly and improperly, especially based on my experience in corporate America, and how it works best in real life for just normal people like us who aren't corporations necessarily. So that's going to be it. As always, thanks for watching. See you soon. Peace out.